Hi! Time to eat again.
Here we are with the Creuset Dutch oven. And this is the first time we're going to use it.
Cast iron.
We're excited, right?
I'm hungry.
Yeah. So we're going to use it on the stovetop today, even though you can use it in the oven, or we'll use it other ways another day. But
campfire? Huh, probably.
Campfire, you actually can. Yes. So we're going to put it on the stovetop, and we're going to cook some tortellini and ham soup. And it's going to be so good. It's going to be creamy and delicious. So
Is that what that cream is in there for?
yeah, we have cream.
I was going to put that in my coffee.
We have a bag of frozen tortellini here.
Cheese tortellini. Wanna try them? Look like little ears to me.
They're going to be good.
Throw it in the pan.
Not yet. We're going to use some vegetable broth. We're going to use some thyme and some chives.
Celery and onions.
Right?
And a leftover piece of meat.
We have a piece of ham steak.
Ooh, yeah.
I saved half of the ham steak that I used yesterday in our Brussels sprouts and honey ham, right?
Yeah, I had that for breakfast.
I know, that was really good.
But that was on your channel, was it?
Yeah, if you want to see that, we'll put the link there to that recipe. It was delicious. We couldn't stop eating it. So anyway, we saved half of the ham, and we're going to use that in this soup. So ham and tortellini, oh my gosh, it's really going to be good. So to get it started here, I like the fresh herbs.
Yeah, did you mention these probably, right?
Yeah, they're really going to make a difference. That's time. All right, let's get the lid off of this thing. And this is a 5 1/4 quart cast iron pan, and it's from Le Creuset, which is my favorite cookware for cast iron. It's just such a nice quality. So I'm going to start by putting a little olive oil in this. Rick's going to chop up some carrots and onion for me, and I'm going to saute that and get it started while you just like to make noise with this thing.
Bang that when it's time to eat. It's always time to eat.
All right, just a little drizzle of olive oil in there. We're going to get it heated up.
Well, this is going to smell like my Thanksgiving stuffing with celery and onions. And well, you're using olive oil, but I use butter when I make that.
This is actually going to be the last step, the tortellini, because it's only says it takes 4 minutes on the bag. But we're going to get everything else rolling in there first.
Rolling. Don't put this in yet.
No, put it with the onion, and then we'll get that in when the oil heats up.
Okay. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do this. Sometimes I'll sharp knife. Hang on, I'll show you. Sometimes I do this.
What are you doing, the fancy cut?
Trying, but still, we have all those gadgets to chop these things up. You can see them on TV when we buy them.
But this is the
I'm
most
gonna
fun.
do this. Watch. Mirepoix. What's it called?
Mirepoix, you got it. We're cooking in the pan that came from France, so we're going to use a French starter to get the soup going.
I'm from France. We're from France. Consume mass quantities. It's cut up nice, right?
Yeah, they look great. All right, let's go get them into the pan. I'll bring the camera over there.
I'm ready. I have to eat this piece of onion.
Okay.
Appetizer.
Can you smell the olive oil starting to heat up? Let's test it. Oh, look, the sizzle. All right, we're going to get all of this nice soup starter in here.
They're going to be translucent.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
a little bit. We want to start to brown a little bit because that's where we'll get the flavors. In the meantime, while that's sizzling there, I'm going to cut up the ham into slices, okay? Okay, what I'm going to do here with the ham is just remove the outside tough skin, and if I see any extra fat in here that I don't like, I'll take care of that right now too. Just trim that off.
Can I eat that while I'm waiting? No. How about the bone? Look at that.
Oh, the bone has marrow in
Let
it.
it soak in the stew?
Yes, I am.
Just the stew. Just go stew.
All right, let's cut around the bone. See, like
A real cut up.
this part here is something we wouldn't want to eat, so we're going to get rid of that fat. And I'm just going to make like kind of julienne strips here. Julienne?
What little girl?
Yeah.
Julienne.
And
We're from France.
I'm going to throw that in just for fun. All right. Oops. I need to do this right-handed. You can do this as just chunks of ham, or I like a little bit of a long strip. It will swim around there with the tortellini very nicely.
37 degrees outside.
Yeah, ham soup with tortellini is a good day for that, right?
Yeah.
And we have some nice cheese muffins to eat with that. All right, we better get back to the stove there. Let's see if we. Okay, let's go check it out.
There it is.
Oh, nice. Smells good. See how that's starting to get a little translucent in there? I love when you see the bright colors of the vegetables because that means we're getting good stuff here to eat. All right. Now at this point I'm going to add the ham. Now even though this is a smoked ham, it's already cooked. We're going to get this in here with all the other flavors. And we'll put the ham bone in there too. Alright, now we can start to see the ham get a little bit browned on the bottom. Then we're going to add some broth. Alright, let's let that simmer a little bit. Now I'm going to use the thyme as a couple sprigs that we're just going to toss into the soup and let them, you know, some of the leaves will come off, that's great, but we're just going to pick out the stems when we're ready to eat it. And then I'm going to take the chives and I'm going to wash them, but what I just want to do here is cut up a few, you know, inches of it, and then we're going to toss that on the top of our soup like a garnish. All right, let me wash these both and I'll be right back. All right, now I'm just cutting up the chives a little bit and getting them ready. I'll set them aside till we're ready to have our soup.
So we don't forget, huh?
Yeah, we don't want it to be the most overpowering part of the soup, but it's a nice touch and it adds that little green oniony smell to the top. Nice flavor. All right, now after we get the broth in, we're going to stick that in the soup. Let's go over to the stove. All right, let's check in on this. Now I turned the heat down a little bit, so we're just going to have a nice simmering soup, but the vegetables are tender enough. And the ham's getting introduced into the flavors here, so that's nice. Hello, how are you? All right, now I'm going to use some organic vegetable broth. And you can use beef broth or chicken broth, whatever you like. This is one that we had on our shelves. So this is a container that's 1 quart, 32 ounces. So what I'm going to do now is settle this down a little bit, and I'm going to add nice broth in here. Now, if you don't have broth, you can use a bouillon cube and some water, something like that. But we want to make enough liquid here to boil the tortellini. Okay, 32 ounces, that's going to be our pot of soup. Now what's nice about the cast iron pan is the way it heats and holds the heat. So even when the burner is down low, it still continues to heat the food or keep it warm. And there's nothing like a nice pot of soup like this. Rick, get those thyme sprigs in here.
Right here? Just put these in like this?
Yeah, you want to put those in and we'll start getting the thyme flavors. See, that's a nice golden color.
So you're going to pick them out?
At the end, we'll take the tweezers and just take the stems out.
Sprigs?
The,
Sprigs.
Yep.
What do you call that?
The sprigs.
The branches.
All right.
The twigs.
We're going to let that come to a boil and get our table ready for supper.
Good. We got to turn. Oh, you got the heat back on, don't you? You just turned it down. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let me go get my dish. Paper plates today, right?
No, we
Paper
need
bowls. Do we have bowls
no.
like that?
We just need our regular bowls. Okay, now take a look how nice the soup is coming along. Now we're going to add the tortellini. There's hardly any time left on the stems. All right, let me get the tortellini in here. Now this is going to absorb a lot of the broth and it's going to become thicker. Now this bag of cheese tortellini is 1 pound. So it was coming to a rolling boil. It was at a rolling boil, but the directions on the package are don't wait for it to come back to another boil. Just have it in there for 4 minutes. So at 3:48, we're going to take that out. But in the meantime, I think we'll give it an extra 2 minutes because we're going to add some cold light cream. We're going to stir that in slowly. Oh gosh, look at how that just changed the complexion of this nice soup. Okay, that's great. Now I used about half of the container. This is 1 pint. I just used about half. Now we're going to bring that back to a boil while the tortellini is in there. To do that, I'm going to use the lid for this pan. And you can see this is also enameled on the inside. One reason that these are so nice to use on the pan is they're heavy and they hold down all the liquid that's boiling inside there. And when you're making a big piece of meat or something that you want to keep moist, that's the lid you want to have on there to keep the condensation going right back in to the soup or the meat. All right, we're going to watch this for 4 or 5 minutes and then we're going to serve it up. You ready, Rick?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Pasta word.
Looks good.
You want to add a little salt and pepper to that?
If you want it.
Yeah, let's put a little in.
Sea salt.
Okay.
Sea pepper.
Nice. Now because we added the cool cream, it took a few more minutes than I expected. It's almost tender enough to serve it up, but I'm going to put the lid back on and finish it up. Okay, let's check it out. Ooh, is that nice smell? All right. Now look how nice and creamy that is. All right, we're going to take the sprigs out. The stems. That's right. Oh, do you see any more in there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, one more. I think that's it. All right, I turned the heat off, and we're going to let it settle down here. I'm going to put it in our serving bowls. As soon as it stops boiling.
Where'd you get them bowl hats from?
Oh, my sister made these. These are nice protectors for your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And you
When
can,
you're done, you got a nice warm hat.
yeah, you can also use these to warm the food in the microwave and pick it up without burning your fingertips. We had several people give us some of these. It's really a nice gift. But if you want the link to something like that, I'll put the link on our description area where you can get them. They're awesome. All right, now let's serve up some of this nice creamy ham soup with tortellini. Wow. Ooh, there's one more of those little sprigs. Doesn't that look nice?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Gonna be hot.
We're gonna let it cool off a little bit. Oh, there's another sprig. You can see this is a nice supper here. And then we have the cheese muffins to go with them. Oh, look at that. A little more broth for the muffins. All right, Rick, I'll meet you at the table.
Okay, I'll be there.
I'm going to put the lid back on the pot in case you want some more later, okay?
Yep. Ding, that's the dinner bell.
Time for din din.
I'm on my way. So, do you want to see this?
Oh, yeah, bring that over in the butter.
Butter for the buns. Yes.
Nice
Are
job.
we cooking? I don't think so.
Might be. Nice job. Came out good.
Thank you.
I mean, from the visual perspective.
See what I mean? Nice warm hat. Ooh, it was nice and warm, huh?
Dawn, did you know there was another use for them?
Soup hat.
You know, we also use these, speaking of other uses, we also use them to keep our ice cream bowls cold.
Keep my hand from being cold while I'm eating it.
Well, it makes the ice cream last longer.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, let's see.
Are these like those Red Lobster rolls?
Oh, yeah.
Similar, or are they?
They're not quite the same, but they're nice cheesy rolls.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Want me to warm them up
Cheesy.
for you?
No, that's okay like this. I'll dip it in the
Yeah.
hot soup.
Put a little butter on there.
And I'll get some.
Okay. So, the first recipe in the Dutch oven.
Ready?
I think it's too hot, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You know, let's just talk about the Dutch oven while it's getting cooled off.
Let me get my GoPro and get a close shot of that. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, one of our friends, Susan Reynolds, asked in one of our comments yesterday, could you talk about the Dutch oven uses a little bit? Well, this is the first one that we actually have experience with, but I'm planning to make a roast in there in the oven with potatoes and carrots, and that's like the real beauty of a Dutch oven, where you can keep the moisture in with the nice heavy lid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nothing sticks to it because of the enamel finish inside.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Sue. Hi, Sue.
Yep.
What's new? Look at this close up of this bowl. How's that looking?
Well, that looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See the biscuit?
Don't burn your tongue. You could dip it in the broth.
Buttery biscuit. Okay.
Have a little of that while it's cooling off. Mm. Don't hurt your taste buds. I was thinking about this all day at work. You know, to come home from work, look how long it only took us. Half an hour, right?
It'd be even better if it was ready when you came home, huh?
We should have made a bigger batch. We could put some away for other day.
It's good.
It is good.
It's like hot ham and cheese soup. Is
Yeah.
there anything cheesy in here?
It's like, no, there's no cheese in it, but that's an option. You could add some cheese.
Yeah, I could do that right now.
You want cheese?
No. I'm too much of a hurry to eat it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice like this. The creaminess, like a half a container of light cream. That's all it took. Or you could actually thicken it with flour before you started adding the liquid.
You see that big box that arrived for me
Yes, I saw it.
today?
I saw it.
I'm going to unbox a new appliance on my channel.
Is it a secret?
No. But you're curious, aren't you?
Yes.
We each have our own channels, and then we have this channel together. And there's always a link to both of our channels in the video description.
Well, actually, we have another new channel coming up. Should I tell them about that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I started another channel with my daughter, and we are working on healing crystals, something very different than cooking. But we found this as a wonderful way to help some people, not only to help them heal problems that they might have, but to help them with positive energy. And so it's a very interesting field, and we're just getting started. And if you want to check out that channel too, it's kind of new, and we have an Etsy store to go with it. So I'll put the links there for that too, right?
Did you ever hear of things like that? A lot of people really like that. Is that some stuff there? Can I show one of those?
Yeah, sure.
They're all over the house.
Well, we're learning and we're growing, and we're...
This?
Yep, go ahead, bring them over. Okay,
Look at this.
this is a really neat thing. It's a carnelian flame, and it has an aura finish, which means that it's been treated, and the way it's carved, it helps energy flow a certain way.
And this?
And this is a piece of petrified
Oh,
wood.
yeah, petrified wood.
And you know, this was actually given to me by my grandmother when I was a little girl. And I had it on my bookshelf for years and years, and then all of a sudden I started learning about it.
They have powers, right?
Yeah, they have energy, they have vibrations, and they affect you in different ways.
There's more stuff around. Small gems and...
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. We've made bags of healing combinations, but anyway, I'm going to go back to my soup, but I thought I'd mention that because it's something we're getting started with. And
Piece of energy.
Piece of energy. Okay.
And sometimes if you have a sore back or something and you put certain ones in your pocket, it goes away. Or if you can't sleep or something, there's certain stones.
Right.
They help you sleep.
We've found some really good successes
I don't know why.
with our friends and our family.
Mystical.
And now we figured out that we'd like to share them with other people too. Too bad we can't share the soup with you, because this is really good. And the tortellini got softer and creamier too.
It's good. Did you cook and eat with us too? Or just eat with us? Well, thanks for watching and listening to us. And eating with us.
Yeah,
Hope you're staying healthy and safe.
yeah, we're glad to have you here with us.
Take care. Please subscribe. And talk to you soon. Toodaloo. You're good, huh?
Yeah. Nice dinner.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping.
Good supper, too.
Supper, dinner.